So I'm going to show you a few exercises that you can do using the foam roller for muscle and tissue massage. Now I'm using a pretty firm foam roller. There are different types that are a little bit softer. So if you're using a really firm foam roller and you're doing these massages for the first time, just be really careful and be aware it can be kind of intense. So one of my favorite stretches, massages, is actually for the back of the neck. And you just rest your head on the roller. Let your feet rest hip distance apart. And you want the roller at the base of the skull. And you'll feel as you gently roll the head side to side, the muscles and tendons and ligaments that help hold the head on your shoulders. You'll feel that nice gentle pressure and massage. So you're not on your neck, you're basically at the base of the skull. And you just let your head gently roll side to side. You control how much pressure you're placing with the head on the roller. You can also take the nose in gentle circles and feel how the pressure changes gently as you move the head around and reverse the circles. And just take it a few more times, gently rolling the head side to side. And just breathe comfortably as you do this. And then bring the head back to center. Nod the chin towards your chest. And we're just going to lift up enough so that we can move the mid and upper back onto the roller. We're going to be massaging the latissimus dorsi muscles. So from here, you're going to lift your hips up and just gently roll the roller up and down the spine, staying along the shoulder blades and rib cage. So I'm not going too far, I'm just staying towards the mid and upper part of my spine. And then let your torso tilt to one side, so you're rolling along, in this case, the left side of my shoulders. And bring it back to center, and then rotate the torso slightly, rotating the ribs slightly, massaging along the right side of the ribs. Right on a creaky section of my floor, and come back to center. And then lower the hips, come back up, and we're going to move the roller under the backs of the thighs and work on our hamstrings. Placing the roller under the backs of the thighs, you're actually going to lift your hips up, stretch your feet in front of you, lift your feet, and roll the roller along the backs of the thighs. Now, if you find that this is too compressive on your wrists, you can come down onto the forearms and roll that way. If that is still too much, you can rest your hips on the mat, on the floor or mat, and you'll just have to roll the legs side to side and then move the roller up and down as you finish massaging one area of the legs. So less pressure here, because with the hips on the mat or the floor is holding up your weight. With the hips lifted, you're transferring that weight to the back of the legs onto the roller. And again, as you're rolling, you can rotate the thighs in and out so that you reach different parts of the hamstrings. You can do the same massage for the calves. So for the calves, again, you can keep the hips down if that works better for your wrists. You're just going to roll the legs side to side, moving the roller manually further down the legs. Just looking for the spots that feel like they need a little bit more work. Or if you're able to withstand the pressure on the hands. You're actually going to roll with the hips lifted, roll along the calves, and you can again rotate the thighs in and out so you reach different parts of the calves. And then lower the hips back down. We're going to massage the outer hips here and the buttocks muscles. So we'll actually be sitting on the roller for this. Cross one ankle over the opposite thigh. And we're going to be rolling onto the muscle along the side of the hip. So just be careful you're not rolling on the bone there. And just roll the roller forward and back. Staying on that meaty part of the hip there, the haunches. Rolling out the glute med. And then come back to center. Now you can move in a circle essentially, rolling the roller front and back and taking the pelvis side to side. Just another way to reach those muscles, and then make sure you switch sides. Again, just rocking side to side to get a little warm up there for that muscle. And then when you're ready, roll onto the glute med on the opposite side and roll up and down. So this, and you can take it into a circle. So the roller is great to do. I actually like to do it before stretching. So you can do it before a workout. Roll out the muscles. You get good blood flow to the muscles and tissue this way. And then do some stretches afterwards. Let's release the feet. And I'm going to come off my roller. And a little bit more intense massage is for the front of the thighs, the quadriceps. For this, we'll start with the roller, basically the center of the thighs, and you're going to come onto your forearms. Lift your toes, so now you have weight on the front of the thighs, and just roll that roller up and down the top of the thighs. We're not going onto the knee joint. We're staying on the thigh, on the femur. Rolling up and down. You can stay with the legs in parallel, so knees pointing down towards the floor. And just like we did with our hamstrings, you can add some rotation at the hips, rolling the thighs out, rolling the thighs in to work on different parts of the quadriceps. So you'll feel different areas in the top of the thigh getting that massage. And I use the term massage loosely for the quadriceps because it can actually be quite intense and a little bit uncomfortable. So this one you might just try, just a brief session. And that is enough for me. And then just bring your weight off the roller. And then there's some nice stretches that you can do for the shoulders. And one of these I think is demonstrated in one of the videos I have in the content library. You're going to place the outside of the hand on the roller. Push the roller away as you hinge forward at your hips. And feel that nice stretch along the side of the arm and the rib cage. Take a nice deep breath in. And as you exhale, you can roll back up and take it to the other side. So the hand is stretching to, on the diagonal here. The torso is just coming straight down. So your arm is reaching slightly across as you hinge forward. Nice deep breath in. And exhale. And roll back up. And you can repeat that, moving from side to side. If it's comfortable and you have the flexibility, you can sit all the way back on your heels. I find I get a little bit better stretch when I have my hips lifted, and I put a little bit of weight here to get that stretch in the on the side of the ribs. Nice deep breath in and exhale, switch. Sending the arm on the diagonal as it rolls out with the roller. And pull the roller back in. And that's just some ideas for, oh, I did forget one, the IT band. So the IT band runs along the side of the thigh, and this is another one like the hamstrings that can be quite intense. So you're going to bring the side of the thigh onto the roller. Top leg is crossed over here. So you can see some of these rolling methods require a little bit of an awkward position and a lot of strength in the arms. So you're going to, using the hands to pull you and the foot to push you, roll along the side of the thigh. And I'm staying off my knee joint and off my hip joint. So I'm just rolling up just about to the hip socket and just above the knee joint. Ooh, that's quite intense. And you just take it nice and easy, just letting your body weight provide the pressure. And when you've had enough with one side, switch over to the other side. Here again, if you find that having the weight on this bottom arm is too much, you can come onto your forearm and just guide the roll that way. Again, rolling it up just below the hip joint and rolling down above the knee socket of the knee joint. Hip socket and knee joint, how about that? All right, and that's your IT band. Lots of other things you can do with a roller, but that just gives you some basic movements that you can do. I would start out with maybe 30 seconds in each of those massages on each side and build your way up. You can get some bruising if you have a really firm roller, so just be gentle at first. If you have a half roller, you can do some of the exercises, some of the massages that we did where I kept the hips on the floor and you just roll with the legs. You can still do that with a half roller. You'll just have to manually move the roller around. And then some of the movements like the quadriceps and the IT band, because you can't actually roll the roller forward and back, those are a little bit tougher to manage with a half roller. All right, that's it for now, and I'll see if I can come up with some other exercises on the roller and film those in a different Zoom.